Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. I am so incredibly thrilled to have you here today. If you're the kind of person who just loves to get under the hood and understand exactly how things work beneath the surface, well, you are definitely in the right place. Today, we're going on a deep dive into the hidden world of household plumbing blockages. We're going to look at the very specific science behind what actually stops up our pipes, relying entirely on the detailed breakdowns from the plumbing experts at Dr. Drain. We are essentially going to peel back the drywall, so to speak, and examine the true anatomy of a clog.
So is a clog just a clog? I mean, think about the last time a sink backed up in your house. It's kind of a universal assumption, right? The water stops flowing, so we just automatically grab the exact same plunger, or we pour down that same familiar bottle of liquid drain cleaner, basically assuming the enemy is identical every single time. We treat our plumbing like it's all one continuous, identical system facing the exact same threats. But, as we're going to see today, treating every backup the exact same way isn't just ineffective, it can actually make your problems significantly worse.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. Not all clogs are equal, shattering the one-size-fits-all myth.
Because the reality is, unique problems require unique solutions. When a home's drains start backing up, they're actually doing it for totally different chemical and physical reasons, entirely depending on what room you're in. According to our source material, applying a universal fix to a highly specialized clog can be a massive misstep. Think about it. If you use a strategy meant for the kitchen on a pipe in your laundry room, you might not just fail to clear the blockage. You might actually compact the debris, cause a sudden flood, or even permanently damage your plumbing infrastructure. We really need to understand the specific enemy we're fighting here.
Let's move to Section 2 and see how this builds. Kitchen versus bath blockages. These are basically our baseline household clogs. To really wrap our heads around today's main topic, we've got to establish these baselines first. Let's talk about the kitchen clog. Kitchen backups are almost always linked to fats, oils, and grease from cooking. When all that warm liquid grease hits the colder sections of your plumbing underneath the house, it solidifies. It hardens into these incredibly stubborn deposits that trap passing food scraps and become practically rock solid. In fact, this is exactly how cities end up with those infamous, massive fatbergs in their sewers. It all starts right there in the kitchen drain. Now contrast that entirely with the bathroom clog. Bathroom drains, especially in your tub or your shower, usually get choked by hair and soap scum. Hair forms these dense, fibrous tangles that catch minerals and soap. And notice the key behavior here. Bathroom clogs are usually highly localized. You'll have one slow-draining shower, but the rest of the house is perfectly fine. So these are the two culprits you likely know best: the hard, congealing grease of the kitchen and the localized, tangled hair of the bathroom.
Which brings us to the real star of today's explainer. Section 3, the laundry drain beast, a totally different chemistry.
Let's actually look at the DNA of a laundry clog, because it is fundamentally different from that kitchen grease or bathroom hair. Laundry lines accumulate a very specific cocktail. You've got lint, microfibers shedding off your clothes during the wash, sticky detergent residue, and the incredibly thick byproducts of fabric softeners. These are highly unique ingredients. They don't behave like typical kitchen grease that cools and hardens, and they don't tangle quite like human hair. Instead, they interact with each other to create something entirely unique inside your walls. And all those unique laundry ingredients, they combine to form this sticky, semi-solid mass. This is absolutely crucial to grasp. Unlike a kitchen pipe where grease might suddenly cool down and form a rock-hard plug, lint and soap build up gradually. They just coat the walls of the pipe, getting thicker and thicker over time. It doesn't necessarily create a sudden hard blockage right away. Instead, it just slowly, almost invisibly, narrows the pipe, choking off the flow bit by bit, wash after wash. It's a sticky, creeping problem.
Now, that sticky, creeping problem is heavily amplified by the unique mechanics of your washing machine itself. We really need to define a crucial term from our sources here: high-volume cycles. This refers to the drain and spin phases of a washing machine. Think about it. Unlike a kitchen sink where water gently flows out of an open faucet, a washing machine pump violently pushes large, fast, massive bursts of water rapidly through your plumbing. The sheer velocity and volume of water moving here is unlike anything else going on in your home.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why laundry clogs are so incredibly deceptive. Early on, those massive, high-velocity water bursts from the washer might actually push through and temporarily clear out minor lint restrictions. It totally tricks you into thinking everything is perfectly fine. But once that sticky mass of detergent and microfiber becomes established and the pipe is significantly narrowed, those exact same high-volume cycles become your worst enemy. The massive rush of water rapidly overwhelms the tiny remaining opening in the pipe, causing a sudden, persistent, and usually very messy backup.
Now, what's really interesting about this next part is how we diagnose it. Section 4, spotting a laundry clog. Distinct household signals.
So how do you actually know it's a laundry clog and not, say, a main sewer line issue? Well, look out for a few specific symptoms. First, obviously, if water is pooling in the laundry area or rising up inside the washer drum during the drain cycle. Second, keep an ear out for gurgling noises coming from the laundry drain or nearby fixtures. That's literally the sound of air getting trapped by the reduced flow of that sticky lint mass. Third, if you have a modern smart washer, it might repeatedly pause its cycle because its sensors realize it can't drain fast enough. And finally, the ultimate telltale sign. These backups just keep happening load after load, even though your kitchen and bathroom drains are flowing perfectly. If you see this pattern, you are absolutely dealing with a systemic lint and detergent issue.
All right, let's pivot from the problem to the solution. Section 5, Prevention and Safe Fixes, Taming the Beasts.
Now that we know exactly what makes up this specific clog, let's talk about some actionable advice directly from the pros to safely tame it, hopefully without causing a massive flood in your laundry room. Step 1. If water backs up consistently, pause use immediately. Seriously, do not try to force it. Step 2 is all about prevention. Remember that sticky mass of detergent? You can prevent it by strictly using only the recommended amount of laundry soap. Avoid those over-sudsing products that leave heavy residue, and make sure you're aggressively cleaning your lint traps to reduce the lint load hitting the pipes in the first place. And step 3, for active clogs, you can start with lighter interventions like checking accessible cleanouts. But if it's severe or recurring, it's time to call a professional to evaluate the exact location and composition of the blockage.
So the absolutely crucial point here is this. Never repeatedly run the washer to try and push a clog through. Remember those high-volume cycles we just talked about? If you already have an established, sticky mass of lint and soap, hitting it with another massive burst of pressurized water will not magically break it apart like a simple kitchen grease clog. Instead, the intense force of the washer will just pack that obstruction deeper and deeper into the pipe, compacting it further, worsening the buildup, and basically guaranteeing you a flooded floor.
Which brings us to a final, pretty provocative question to wrap up this explainer. Are you treating your high-powered laundry drain like a simple kitchen sink? As we've seen today, laundry clogs are a totally unique chemical concoction of lint, microfibers, and soap residue, constantly battling against high-velocity water bursts. It is a completely different beast from the hardened grease of your kitchen or the localized hair tangles in your bathroom. By understanding the true anatomy of this specific clog, you can actually choose the right prevention strategies and avoid those disastrous one-size-fits-all fixes that ignore the root cause. I really hope this deep dive has empowered you to rethink some of your own home maintenance habits. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I will see you in the next explainer.